This is from the Petty Corner. I'm Petty Diana, and today I have the one, the only, the crazy Hawaiian here with me. Happy New Year, the first
Happy New Year.
episode of the year.
Yep, it's gonna be a great year. 2025 is gonna be our year. All right, mine and yours. I'm calling it.
Yeah. I just thought of that song, This Gonna Be Our Year.
Hey,
It's
that's
a
a good
rap song.
song. You should actually like put it in the beginning.
Insert it. Yeah, I
All right,
should.
maybe.
I think I could do like 15 seconds or something before I get copyrighted.
So,
But yeah, 2025, you are going to be headlining another card. The first time they're ever going to Saudi Arabia, doing another first. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm more excited than I've ever been. I got something to prove. I got a rematch with a formidable opponent, and last time around was a draw. Obviously not what I wanted, but we're gonna give the crowd and the fans and Power Step and everybody what they really want is a crazy Hawaiian knockout.
Yes. Okay. And then speaking of the draw, they made a new rule so to help try to make it not do a draw. So it'll be like a sudden death round, and then like the rest of the match before that doesn't count. It's just whatever happens in that round. So it still could potentially end in a draw, but hopefully not. How are you feeling about that rule change? I'm here for it. And then also I wanted to know how many rounds have you been? Like, what was the most rounds you've ever done? Because in previous organizations you could do more, right?
Yeah, actually, the biggest, the longest slap match I've ever had was my very first one, and it was up against a really good opponent, the Hillbilly Hippie, and we went 21 rounds.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was no like it was unlimited rounds. So as far as we could go, he ended up quitting and getting a helicopter ride from the parking lot
Wow.
to the hospital. But we're not gonna do that no more. But I am here. I actually started, after the draw happened, I actually started chanting one more round, and I got everyone else to chant one more round, and I guess Power Stop listened, Dana listened, and now we got a sudden death round, and I'm happy to say that that's another thing that I helped create in the sport of slap. Um, and just changing lives every day, every moment. Um, we're here to change the game, and you know, I'm happy for that. I'm happy for everyone that has gotten a draw before, because we want to see that sudden death round for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and they did it like immediately because they made it the change happen before the next Power Slap event.
Right, because they wanted to see that. It's always fun when the football game goes to overtime or you got a sudden death round. So for us to actually implement that in the slap game, in the sport of slap, it's something that I really take pride in. Just being able to change the rules, change the game off of performances that I've done. I'm pretty sure that they've thought about it before, but it hasn't happened until I got a draw. So I would take full credit.
Yeah, um, I thought that Manny and Blackburn like they almost went to a draw, and I feel like Damien and Dorian could have went to sudden death. But I mean, there was a couple fouls in them, and I think ultimately that's why they didn't go. It had they
Yeah,
not fouled, I think we would have seen the sudden death put in effect.
I never actually watched it back yet. So
You
maybe
have it?
I'm gonna have to go do that right after this for sure, so I can talk a lot more about it. I just go off of my experiences being up there, but that was a very, very close. Like both of those
Yeah.
co-main event and main event matches was so close. It could have went either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, we do definitely need to see more knockouts, but I feel like a lot of people are actually learning how to take a slap.
Yeah.
The more we got to get the match of the night award or something going. You know what I mean? Can we get that
I
going,
think
Dana?
well, I know I think cuz I was in the press conference, the post-show press conference, and Dana didn't come out. It was actually Frank. But I'm pretty sure Anthony and Blackburn got fight of the night.
Nice. All
Yeah.
right, so they are hearing the suggestions go out. Okay, I feel that. That's great, actually. So Hopefully, I get one of these awards. I never got a bonus yet. I don't know what's going on, but
You're gonna get one in Saudi Arabia.
oh, definitely, I'm gonna get one in 30 days from now for sure.
Um, okay, so before we move on to talk about Saudi more, just wanted to ask you about your experience coaching. Was that your first time coaching in a corner? Because I know you did like the little stint on the show,
Yeah.
and then I can't remember back to all the coaches on the Power Slap cards before. Was that your first time in a corner?
Yeah, that was my first time cornering the red corner. It was a mix up before, like a couple days before the actual event. I was switched over to the blue corner, and then I was switched over to the red corner, back to the red corner like a day before or something like that. But I was able to actually be able to coach both sides.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so I essentially I got to got to have my hands on the whole card, and I feel like a lot of people performed. A lot of people were able to take a slap better. Um, it's a lot different. It's no one told me how nerve wracking, how much butterflies I would actually have when I go up there and perform. I have no butterflies. The butterflies don't even exist in my realm. I'm not nervous when I compete. Um, it's a lot more nerve wracking. I had butterflies the whole time. I couldn't get rid of them. I wanted somebody to slap me, to be honest. Um, but uh, I told myself at the end of that I may hold back on coaching again because it was very um, nerve wracking for me. I didn't realize I could get that nervous. You know, I was,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the towels on my head the whole night. I was really trying not to show how nervous I was. Even not even just for me, for my cornermen, for the people that are competing. They knew I had confidence and full confidence. But in the slap game, you never know what's gonna happen. And that's I never took into account that feeling of, oh, you never know what's going to happen. I always believed in myself. I always told myself that I'm going to win. And I see these other guys doing the same thing. But as a coach, I give my props out to everyone that's been a coach so far. Um, it's tough. It is tough. You know what I mean?
I can imagine because I talked to a UFC fighter before, and he had a fight coming up, but like before his fight, he was going in someone's corner, and I asked him that question. I said, "Do you feel more pressure like you going into the octagon, or being in someone's corner?" He said, "100% somebody's corner because the advice." You're like, did I give him the right advice? Did like am I doing things right by them? And then like if it doesn't go their way, like you get really hard on yourself and the anxiety and the build up for it. But like when you're going on stage to do the job, like you know what you have to do,
Yeah.
like you're confident in yourself, but then you have no control once the octagon closes or once they step on stage, you don't have control of what happens next. So I get
Not
it.
not at all. Like I'm a control freak. So when you go up there and you see somebody doing something that you kind of told them not what not to do, and they're doing
Yeah.
it, it's really nerve wracking, and you don't want to get frustrated because they will feed off of that. So you got to stay calm, and you got to just let them know what the task at hand, and have them execute. So it's nerve wracking. That's a warning to everyone that's never been a coach.
Yeah. But you did start your own kind of like coaching program though, because I've seen you always help like the new people coming in, and just when you're at the events, I talk to the people and they are like the crazy Hawaiian, like really help me with my strike, like you help me transform my technique and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about your training program that you're helping people out with.
I have a a actual 10-week program, which I'm not gonna like actually. I'm gonna let people know I have that, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fully go into that program until I'm on my way out, because
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna give away all my secrets. Right now, I'm just trying to improve even the new people that are coming in that don't really have that technique. Um, even the people that are doing MMA, they come into the sport and they lose because
Mm-hmm.
they they really think that is just a slap. It couldn't be that hard, and then they go up there, they get fouls, they get penalties, and they understand that this is a technical sport. So
Yeah.
I'm out here trying to teach the technical aspect of it. Everyone has their own different way of slapping, their own different way of taking a slap, but I'm out here trying not to trying to get people to not foul, not be penalized by any by any way that they can. Um, when they're up there, sometimes you forget. You know what I mean? So having a good coach is another big aspect to winning. Um, but people come in here in this sport and they don't they want to do it because it looks easy. Some of the guys like myself and some of the other top guys, we make it look easy.
Yeah,
But
you do.
it really is not easy. It's one of the most technical things that I've possibly ever done in my whole life. And you know, in other sports you can get away with doing certain things, and this one you cannot. They watch you. They really, really watch you. And there's multiple people watching you, and you only get one shot, one chance. Sometimes if your opponent messes up, you get another chance. But as we can see, even that second chance in that one round may not win you the fight or may not win you the bout. Um, so I'm out here just trying to make everyone that enters my sport understand that this is technical. And when I see them slapping, I try to fix things that I see that they're gonna get called on. And sometimes it won't even happen overnight. It won't even happen per one session. So these things I need to work on. Like today I had a chin reaper and well, not today, but the other day I had a chin reaper and the Joker uh here, and he drove from New York to come
Wow.
and train. So that's a real committed person that as actually in the sport as a rank slap striker in power slap that is seeking my help. And it proves to you that what I've got going on with everyone that I've touched bases with, everyone that I fine tuned, um these guys are getting bonuses. These guys are winning matches. These guys are are becoming champions off of the little things that I've like I said, I don't work on people's speed, I don't work on people's power, I don't work on people's strength. I literally work on technique and technique alone. So I take full responsibility. If I've been teaching you and you lose a bout, that's on me. That's not on you because I know how to win. I have a winning record, and the proof is in the pudding. So come on over to the Crazy Hawaiian, and let's get you right for the slap game for sure.
Yes. And you coached Wes in Abu Dhabi um, against the Hulk, and he had a crazy knockout there too. So,
Right, and the Hulk was projected to win that fight. You know
mm,
what I mean? Um, it's mind blowing to see even somebody that's way smaller than an opponent go and get a knockout and actually collect a bonus. That's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? I'm here to better people's lives through slap. Any way, shape, or form I could possibly do. Even if you wanted to start a podcast, or if you wanted to just become a better person. I want to be known as that person that doesn't shy away from anyone that needs that encouragement, needs that help. Um, anybody, you know what I mean? I'm not biased to one certain person. Um, I'm just here to be a better person, and when I am dead and gone, I just want my story to be told that I was a great person. You know what I mean?
yes. And I mean, it shows in the work that you do. So, you
Appreciate it.
already know how I feel about you. So,
Yeah. No, it's all love over here. Um, but we got to get to some petty questions.
yes. Okay. So, you are facing the Dumpling in Saudi Arabia, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you after your match, but during the match, he does this thing where he clenches, he like turtles up, and they kept making him stop, and I don't know, it's hard to read him, but it kind of seemed like he was a little nervous when they kept telling him to put it down. But he did it so much that they kept stopping the match, and you're on stage, your petty ass was like, I noticed that right away.
Yeah, it's gotta. That's one thing too. Like I even teach people that if you want to raise your shoulders, do it right away. Don't
Uh
do
huh.
it when don't do it when you come up there to the podium and then you want to do this. Do it the whole match while you're up there. Um, and you know even with me, I'd like to talk to the officials. I like to make them laugh. I'm not so serious up there with them. So it's kind of like a mind game too. Um,
Yeah.
you know you can get away with things up there if you play your cards right, but again, I'm also an advocate for technique that is proven to win, technique that is proven to be legal. um and you know raising of the shoulders and tucking of the chin, that's just not something that I support. um and the officials even see it. Even you know, people come up to me, hey, you won that fight if he wasn't raising his shoulders. um Another Polish Russian dude that I've faced also did the same thing. I think that's maybe their way of thinking that that's how, you know, they want to take the slap. But it doesn't work. I don't know. Like you seen it. Compared to what I gave him, I gave him a fair shot. Um, I looked at the slap while it's coming. I gave him a fair placement. You know, um, it's a lot different when you know you're destined to become the greatest of all time. Um,
Yep.
it's a lot different. So you know the rematch has to happen. Who knows? We might even see a third. I would
The
be
first trilogy in Power Slap.
the first trilogy in Power Slam. We may see it because you know we never know who wins, but I feel like for the sake of the Power Slap super heavyweight division, this needs to continue for sure. This is the King Kong and Godzilla.
I love it. You guys were hanging out a little bit too while you were over there. How is your guys' relationship now after you guys had a match?
No,
Is there like animosity building up there or?
there is actually real animosity. There was dramas after. A lot of people don't know that we had
Wow.
Dumpling was screaming in the back. Whatever I mean, the Russian language he was speaking, he was screaming in the back because he didn't like the call. He think it wasn't fair. Um, and also I came by myself, and he, you know, I guess he found a whole bunch of Russians that was there with him. um you know, I approached them, and they were all, you know, trying to, you know, when you get a bunch of my friends and then you see one guy, it's almost like a bully moment.
Yeah.
But they couldn't bully me. I had the last laugh. um I he had a translator, so talking shit to him was kind of like hard to do, but
Yeah.
we got it rolling. Once we got it rolling, it ended with me trying to tell the translator to tell the dumpling that he's you're the dumplings bitch, and that's pretty
Oh.
petty. He didn't he was about to tell him, and then he looked at me like, I was like, yeah, tell him that you're his bitch. So there's actually real dramas there, but
Yeah.
the language barrier kind of creates this. I don't know if they're friends or not, because
Yeah.
I laugh when I walk away from a situation. I don't laugh. I don't like walk away empty handed. Like I always get the last laugh.
Yeah.
So that's petty of me. But for sure, he he really wants this rematch. I really want the rematch. I want to prove that I'm the greatest that ever did it. Um, we heard Dana White say that this guy created it or whatever Dana White said. He said he started it. But when they was doing it in Russia, in Poland, you can see there was no weight classes. You can see there was no real rules. So what I did in the sport was I created my own promotion, and I went from state to state to figure out where I can perform and where I can perfect my craft. And I was doing this, and I had a notebook with me, and I was making sure, okay, that doesn't work. We're gonna change that rule. So by the time Power Step came out, they asked me what was the rules, and I gave them the rules. And I'm still continuously changing the rules till today to perform um a sport that no one thought that could be this big, could be this fast.
Hmm.
Um, so for me, I want that credit. I'm gonna be petty and just say it right now. I'm the creator of the sport. People are imitating, and people are just, they want to slap somebody in the head, but no one went as far as I went to create this sport the way it is today. I went from every promotion that was ever in slap in the U.S. on my own dime, traveled to them, competed in their sport, beat their champion, got whatever rules that they had, put it in my own rules, and I went from state to state to try and see where I can, have these events. And sure enough, man, Power Slap reached out, and we're still changing the game till today. So all these slap kings and queens and better step behind. Not just kidding.
But then I will say this too, like when they announced Dumpling and stuff, like I was like I went and watched like films that he was on, and and we've talked about this before. It's always him slapping smaller guys. There was like very few videos of people his actual size, but he does have like some of the most viral knockouts, I guess you could say, on YouTube. But
Yeah,
that's
but
about it.
yeah, but it's against, if you look at it, it's up against 155 pounders,
Yeah,
175 pounders, no one over 200. Um, if you look on his resume, he doesn't have any knockouts with anybody in our weight class.
yeah,
So that's a really questionable. People have to really look and see where he's getting all his credit from, because I've been in my weight class my whole career. I haven't not stooped down. I have not slapped anybody that wasn't in my weight class. So I don't think he's the greatest that ever did it. I think I'm the greatest that ever did it. I'm dropping down to heavyweight so I can become the the first double champion in power slap history. And I'm gonna do it in 2025.
yes. I'm so excited for you too, because my first time I ever interviewed you, you told me that you were gonna do it, and like you're actually doing it, and you look great. Like it's noticeable the difference already that you've made from Power Slap 9 to now when I just saw you like a week or two ago. So
I'm
and
taking
so
it
I'm excited.
serious. I'm taking it serious. A lot of things I say, um, I do have to say it over and over and over again for myself to actually
Hmm.
believe it. Some things are unachievable to certain people, to some people, and I have to literally say this over and something over and over and over again. Same thing with Dana White and Power Slap. I kept telling my wife, Dana's gonna call. Dana's gonna call. Dana's gonna call. I even lied to some people and say, hey, I spoke to Dana when I never even spoke to him yet. And then when I finally spoke to him, it was like, damn, I like actually like made this come true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt it deep down in my heart. And super heavyweight division I will always be the first to ever do it. But I feel like for me, health wise, for me having 6 kids and wanting to be there for my kids, I feel like 420 pounds is not the number that I want to see when I'm 40, 50, 60 years old. So I'm going down for my health. And I'm using the opportunity that Power Snap is going to give me to compete wherever I fit. You know what I mean? And sorry for anyone that's trying to go after that belt. I'm gonna be holding the two belts this year, so you guys got a whole nother mountain to climb. So good luck, mother suckers.
That's gonna be like a mega super fight, whatever the mega fight, a super fight. That'd be epic. You against Damien, because it's like he's the king of the heavyweights and you're the king of the super heavyweights. Now, so say you go down there and you take the belt from Damien, would you go back up to super heavyweight? Because like there's you only need to be like 266 to be able to compete in super heavyweight.
Right. I want to stay at about 280, 290, and then either drop or stay. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? um I feel like it'll be an easy once I get down below 300, which is happening fast. Um, I want to stay at around 280 to keep competing at super heavyweight and heavyweight because I I really feel like I have the best chin in the game. Um, and I want to prove that in multiple weight divisions. You know what I mean? There's a lot more competition in the heavyweight division. Really, that's why
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, that's the heavyweight division. Like we got the new guy Aaron. They did they put that on social media? I don't know, but they got the new guy Aaron. They got Pono, like the just like recent guys. Plus, the OGs and stuff. Um, I'm not even gonna name them because I don't want to forget somebody
No, you're
and
good.
offend
You're good.
anybody. But you know what I'm talking about. Like it's an exciting division again because I feel like for a while I think just while it's building, like some divisions kind of get left in the dust for a little while, but like now it's like making a comeback, like, and
Oh,
it's
big
one to
time.
watch again.
I feel like heavyweight division is the most exciting one to watch. Um, Also Isaiah Quinones division
Yeah,
is another fun one to watch.
I
Um,
think they all like light heavyweight's always exciting too, because
yeah, yeah, actually, any
so all of them.
all of them are fun to watch. Every single slap you see is fun to watch.
Yeah,
Um, for me, I just want to be able to say I've done. I want all the cake. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I want all the cake plus a big fat scoop of ice cream. I want it all. I want to be what they call, I don't know. Um, uh, I want to be the Chuck Liddell of Power Slap. You know what I mean? I want to
Yeah.
be the Daniel Cormier of Power Slap. I want to be that guy. Um,
To Dana,
and
it's John Jones.
right, Dana is John. I want to be the John Jones, but John Jones only competes. He doesn't really, do a lot of other things. He just competes, and he's probably the best to do it. Um, he doesn't jump on the mic a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't do what Daniel Cormier does. And I want to be up there. I want to be up there doing what they the commentator work. I want to eventually get to that point where I'm sitting there with Michael Bisping and
Then
just
next to me, no, I'm just kidding.
right sitting next to you. We could do our own little thing going. Um, I mean, I just have to be patient. I know God's got a big plan. Um, and 2025 is going to be a great year for Power
Yeah,
Slap.
and I would like to add too, when you lose all that weight, right? You're gonna develop another weapon. It's gonna make your speed so much better. So it's like another threat to all of your opponents because you already have the power and the technique. So now you're adding even more speed into it. So that's gonna be wild.
Speed and accuracy
Yes,
kills.
yes. But what are you doing this different this time around? I know you're on a weight loss journey. You're adding training into this, but what are you doing differently this time to make sure that you secure the win and retain the title?
I'm doing it every single day.
Let's go.
Every single day, no days off.
Do you
Sunday to
think it goes the
Sunday.
distance this time?
There's no way. So I've trained for a few of them in the past. The one time I trained, I actually trained the way I'm training now. If not, I'm training a lot more now. Was the Kalani fight, the fight to determine who gets the first ever belt, and I that was a beast of a human that I've knocked out. Like knocked out, he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even get back up. That was me training once, maybe twice a day on some days. I'm doing it 3 times a day, and I'm not posting about it. I'm letting people see the results, and I get comments now like, "Whoa, like I am actually putting my heart into it. I know that I'm destined to be the greatest that ever did it. So now I have to put in the work. Self belief is a real drug. It's a blessing to have that confidence, but it also is tough. It's because you can believe that you're the greatest of all time, and then be like me, just sit back on the couch and wait for my opportunity, and then get up there right off the couch and try to perform, and you get a draw. Um, I'm taking it very serious. This is a lot different than I've in any point of any time in my career. This right here is different because I had an opportunity, and for me, I failed. I failed tremendously. I didn't knock out the person that I started doing this because of the dumpling. I created the crazy Hawaiian because I saw the dumpling bullying other people, and I told my wife, I said, I want to bully the bully. This is my
Yes.
chance. This is my chance, and finally, I finally got to go up against the greatest that ever did it, in outside of the United States. I obviously got a draw, so this time around, it means a lot to me to get a knockout, and you're gonna see a different kind of crazy Hawaiian. I'm more locked in than I've ever been in my whole career. And people are gonna see that the results are gonna speak for themselves.
I'm excited and I can't wait. What are your final thoughts going into this?
I'm destined. It's stay tuned on the petty corner because this is where you're gonna see the most petty, crazy Hawaiian. Um, I'm always trying to stay level headed, but I know what I have to do. I know the character that I need to be marketable. I know what I have to do to be relevant, and doing things like this is something about being the greatest that ever did it. Showing people what kind of heart I have, showing people what kind of person I am. Um, it's not all about just the slap. It's about things that we do outside of slap like this, letting the fans get to know me. Um, so just keep on coming, and tuning in to stuff like this, and you're gonna find out who is behind the slap. And don't forget to tune in Power Slap 11, January 30th in Saudi Arabia. Let's
Yes.
go.
And I also have not publicly announced this, but I will be doing another live stream watch party. But this time I'm actually teaming up with Welcome to Slapson. So we're going to do it. He lives 20 minutes from me. So we're going to meet up and do
Shut
it live.
up.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's my boy. He's You guys are gonna kill it. I think you guys energy is gonna be freaking on point. You guys have
Yes.
you have this subtle way. He has this freaking crazy way, and you're petty. He's trying to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you guys are gonna have a great watch party. Tune in to that watch party. I have to say that, man, you guys are gonna have fun. I'm gonna try and pop in. I'm gonna try and pop in while I'm in the back.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Let's go.
hopefully
You're
the
always welcome.
connect. Hopefully the connection is not like Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi was fun, but man, oh man, I had a bad connection.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're going to be watching and we're going to be rooting for you.
You
And
already
it's going to
know.
be our year
It's gonna be our year. Don't forget, God is good. Put Him first, and all your
all the
dreams will
time.
come true. All your dreams will come true for sure.
Yes. And on that note, see you next Tuesday and stay petty, bitches.
Yes, sir.